Welcome to another episode of Your Digital Marketing Journey. In this season, I'm talking to entrepreneurs in the series Unboxing Entrepreneurship. Today, I'm talking to Ruche, who's a serial entrepreneur, but she's also the founder of HEN, which is her entrepreneurial network. So I'm going to talk to her about how she built a community of entrepreneurs and how she decided to monetize that. So if you're thinking about monetizing your business, this is the episode for you. Let's get started. Hi, Ruche. Welcome to my podcast and YouTube, Your Digital Marketing Journey. This month or this season, I'm talking about unboxing entrepreneurship, where I'm talking to entrepreneurs and talking about specific areas of their entrepreneurial journey. Today, we are going to talk about HEN. But before we get started about what your journey has been like, welcome to the show.
Radhe Krishna Pallavi, thank you for having me. I'm excited for our conversation.
Awesome. So let's tell our listeners firstly, what is HEN?
All right. So HEN stands for Her Entrepreneurial Network. It's a networking community for women entrepreneurs. What we offer is networking in 4 different levels. Networking with peers, where our members come together, interact. We host monthly networking meets, virtual and offline. Then networking with mentors and peers, where we bring in entrepreneurs who've scaled up their business and are willing to share their experience with our members. Then is networking with products, where in today's world of business, we use so many products, like for invoicing, for creatives, for video editing, for social media. So we bring different tools. We partner with companies like Razorpay, Instamojo, Soho, Canva, WeConnect, Women's Web, and we kind of bring host of products and services that a business person can use. We bring in deals along with workshops for entrepreneurs to learn how to use these products at its best. And the final is networking with new markets. To scale up, we need to reach out to new people, and hence new market for us is opening networking opportunities globally. So we've partnered with a US Canadian based women entrepreneurial community called FemCity. We also partnered with a community in Singapore called Her Entrepreneur. So what it does is it kinds of opens up networking opportunities for our members in different parts of the world. So yes, this is what HEN does. Use power of networking to build businesses.
Awesome. And I like the fact that it is especially for women because women by nature are very collaborative. They love to share knowledge. They don't hold their knowledge close to their heart, and they're not competitive. So I think giving them a platform to share, connect, and find opportunities to partner is pretty good. So appreciate it. I've been a member of HEN for many years, starting with the Facebook community and now the community itself. So I've certainly benefited from it. So yeah, thank you for that.
Thank you.
All right. So you are an entrepreneur anyway, and this now we can call it a venture, right? It initially started as a Facebook group. So do you want to maybe just talk about what was the initial thought behind starting the Facebook group? Did you have a business model in mind, or was it more of a, building a group that actually helps solve people's problems?
Yeah, so it is the second. So actually, just to create the context for HEN, I started out as a freelance graphic designer right out of my school. That's how my professional journey started. And in no time, I found my business partner on Orkut.com and I started to business. And, just out of school, and I did not go in for graduation. So just out of school, started to study design, got into services, and then started a business, started hiring my batchmates. I was doing a lot of mistakes. I was, I did fail in my business in my early years, not able to ask clients for money, no process in the company, no project management tools, and you're like all over the place. Yeah. While doing all of this, in my phase 2, I decided that I want to learn how to business better and then make new mistakes in business. also in that phase, another thing that was happening with me was I was in a new city. I moved from Kolkata to Bangalore, and I realized that the city runs differently. So I needed to connect with people to generate business for myself. So I had two basic requirements. I needed to meet people to generate business, and I needed to connect with people to learn to business better. And in this zone, another good thing that happened for me was I got selected for Goldman Sachs ISB program, the 10K program, that got me exposure to structured learning. It helped me understand that when information is shared with people, when information was shared with me, I was at least able to choose how I want to build my business. But until I had information, I did not have power of choosing also, because it never existed for me. While all of this was happening, I realized that, this 3-week or 3-month program, how can something like this be forever? How can there be a space where you can learn from other people's experience? You can share your experience and also build relationship that helps us grow business. And while I was thinking, I thought, okay, let's create a group where people like me would want to come and do this. And that's how Facebook group started. So it actually started only for entrepreneurs who believe in sharing their knowledge, learning from each other, and progress from there. So there was no model when we had started.
Yeah. I think you are very right when you say that, when somebody starts off being an entrepreneur, even if they have a business background or, they have family members who've been in the business, there's so much shift in the way people do business. And if you noticed it from, one city to another, imagine the shift that would happen from one generation to another, right? So even if you come from a business family, there are a lot of things that you have to unlearn, and there are a lot of things that you have to learn. And as an entrepreneur, unfortunately or fortunately, we have to do everything ourselves. So I may not come from a finance background, but I cannot ignore my balance sheet. I may not be the most organized person in the world, but if I don't run my business with proper tools, then it's going to fall flat. I'll be too confused. I won't know what to focus on. So there are a lot of things that we do need to learn. But one of the famous saying is that you don't know what you don't know. So if you literally don't know that you don't know how to do finance, then you'll never ever look at that aspect of your business, right? So having a group of people who are willing to share, that's the first thing. And then also giving them a platform to share is an important thing. And I'm glad that you took that over. Anyway, so going back to the fact that, you started out as a Facebook group and you got a group of people who were, willing to share their information. And then obviously over time, as I saw the group evolve, you were also creating opportunities, a lot of opportunities for people to share by having workshops or, just asking the right questions. How many years how many years was the Facebook group running before you decided to monetize it into, a proper community?
I mean, Facebook group is still running, but I decided that we should convert this into a model. I think it is 2018, around 2015, 2016, I decided that we should have a model in place for it to run.
Okay, all right. Were there any indicators that you felt, or rather, what was the requirement that you felt that it needed to be monetized, both from, I guess, your perspective as an entrepreneur, but also in terms of benefits to the community? I mean, I'm a member of the community, so I guess I can talk for the fact that, yes, there is a benefit to the monetization, but you wouldn't know this 3 years ago when you were trying to monetize it. So what did you think was the driver for the monetization?
So very simple, right? I was running a business. So for me, business is about earning money, and I need money to sustain myself. Cut to, Hang was created with a very simple thought process that let's have a platform which is forever. It does not die with me. It should survive forever, and it should have the same genesis where people can come, share, learn, grow, build businesses together, make a difference to the GDP of our country. Now, to do something like this, and for it to sustain, money is required. One person cannot run and cannot, like, I can't give you happiness until I am happy, right? how can I run a business group if I don't have business for myself? So that was my basic question forever. I mean, that was one reason why we never registered hen as an NGO, because we thought that, of course, NGO running is also a task, but it's not business. It's still an NGO. You know, to make profit, you need a different kind of mindset.
Yeah.
And so the thought process was, hen needs to monetize. If it needs to live beyond me, it should have a model that does not pressurize our members, but generates enough revenue for the team to be motivated enough to serve. And hence you need a model. Simple science. मेरा पेट भरेगा तो मैं दूसरे को रोटी दूंगी.
Right. All right. Awesome. So after the monetization, do you feel there is a difference in perhaps the quality and the quantity of the opportunities that you can offer to the members? Has there been a shift in how you are able to support the members better? Do you feel that?
Yeah, lots. I mean, when we were just a Facebook group and non-monetized, I was primarily running it alone. And I would generate support from members who would volunteer basis on their time.
Yeah.
But once we have a model, we now have a team of people working on hen. So, I mean, not that we've gone profitable, etc., but like we're still on that journey. But because there is commitment on the table from our members also, we need to deliver. So, like I told you, like partnership with so many products, global partnerships, then continuously we have events going on. There is weekly meetings going on. Like everything needs infrastructure, marketing, planning, people.
Yeah.
So all that has come after we put a model together. Prior to that, I would do events basis on my whims and fancy. I mean, who on this planet would question ki bhai aap karoge ki nahi karoge, right? So even you would see that when we were on Facebook group, it was still erratic. We would do 1 meet a month at the max, but abhi hum karte 1 meet a week, and we cannot fail that. We do every week. So yeah,
so
there is more on the table.
So this is good information because a lot of entrepreneurs do start out as a very small side business, side hustle. Maybe it's not even a business because they are not actually thinking about what is the cost of the raw material, for instance, going in, and what is the output that they're getting, because they're not thinking from that mindset, right? They're doing something because they're passionate about doing it. They're doing something because they are getting that feedback and saying that, oh yeah, this really works and there are customers out there. So that's eventually, that is how some entrepreneurs start their journey. But I think the importance of having this conversation with you was to really realize that if you wanted to scale it, if you wanted to really make a difference, there is you have to have that business mindset. You have to think about, you have to think about the money, but you also have to think about the associated benefits of that money. That, there's automation, like you mentioned, that there's now WhatsApp marketing, there's a CRM in place. So there is a little bit more structure to what you're doing. And as your consumer, I can also make out the difference. I also have a very clear idea of what is happening in this month. Do I want to attend it? Or, I clear out my calendar, versus having something that has been set up ad hoc and then scrambling to figure out, do I want to attend it or can I attend it, right? So I think that whole having structure and having a business model in place is important. And for anyone who is thinking about converting their hobby into a business, it is important to go through all of these steps, right? It makes a difference to them, but it also makes a difference to the customer.
Of course, because anything that you want to scale up should have that thought process of long-term existence. It cannot be a small stint, and it cannot be one person. The minute it is not one person, there is money on the table. Because at the max, आप सिर्फ अपने लिए बात कर सकते हो, आप दूसरों के लिए कैसे बात कर सकते हो?
Yeah, true. Cool. Okay, so that's the positive side of monetizing something. Was there a negative impact of monetizing what you were doing?
There is. I mean, I can speak again for my experience with him. So because Hen started as a Facebook group, and because it was like a ad hoc thing. And shuru se one thing that we've always done is we've never overcharged our members. Like even today, if you see our membership fee, our event fee, they're not overcharged. So we kind of work in that kind of zone. So people just thought that Hen is an NGO. They just felt that it is an NGO. And whenever people would ask me upfront that, how are you structuring this? And I would say, no, it's not an NGO. Or koi galti se bhi mere samne NGO bolte na, main kehti hu, no, it's not an NGO. It is a for-profit model. So the minute I say it is a for-profit model, people think I'm money-minded. कि यार तुम क्या ही कर लोगे, तुम मतलब it's a public forum, तुमको उससे पैसे क्यों कमाने. So वो थोड़ा नेगेटिव होता है, लोगों को लगता है कि हम मनी माइंडेड हैं, बट मुझे लगता है like sessions like this where you're asking me upfront, I can go to the world and say कि भाई देखो हम पैसे इसलिए नहीं बना रहे हैं कि हम कमा के सिर्फ हॉलिडे पे गुजारे, हम पैसे इसलिए कमा रहे हैं कि पैरेलली हमारी टीम भी खुश रहे, so that वो ज्यादा लोगों को सर्व करे, हम ज्यादा लोगों को स्केल अप करें. So on Hen हम social enterprise के thought process से काम कर रहे हैं. So in India there is no social enterprise registration, so we can't prove. But हमारी नियत है कि हम 80% and 200% and 500% हम 20% 30% प्रॉफिट में काम करके अपनी कंपनी सस्टेन कर सकते हैं, तो हम बड़े खुश हैं. So and this is for communities, because communities are two types. Okay, there is one community like ours जहाँ पे हमने कुछ सोचा है और हम उसे run कर रहे हैं. There are another communities that are run by companies. These companies fund communities for similar kind of customers or to increase their reach, right. So in the second part, the money comes from the company, and the company makes the money by selling the product and the service, so they are able to sustain. But for companies like ours, where it is intent based, it is driven by a goal, and it is for the mass again, we need to sustain ourselves. So hence thinking that community is making money is, it's like entertainment ना. Netflix के लिए भी तो पैसे देते ही हैं सारे, Netflix थोड़ा ही free में दिखता है. So we that thought process is still not open in India, I can say. Internationally also this conversation is on. I am talking to a lot of groups and I see that questions come, but they are way more comfortable paying up for subscriptions to communities. And I think India में भी ना पहले हम clubs के लिए pay करते थे. Pallavi, you remember? Do you? I mean, I come from Calcutta. वहाँ पे तो we've had clubs who would charge us 5 lakhs and 8 lakhs. मतलब 10 साल पहले भी they would charge something like this. And clubs में immediate membership भी नहीं मिलेगा. After paying this also, you'll be on waiting list. They will have their own cycle कि वो कैसे आ रहे, right? We are used to that lifestyle also, but I think over the time we've just forgotten that, or it's just reinforcement that it's okay if a community is helping you in any form of your day-to-day life, it's okay to sign up, pay them, and let them survive with respect and serve you with respect.
I absolutely agree. No, I agree with that. Definitely the quality of the community does differ if there is the motivation behind, as you said, that there is a team who's putting that information together, because they, of course, they are motivated by the impact that they are making, but also money is a motivator, right? Because that's what tells you that, okay, if there are more people signing up, there are more people joining the community, that itself is an indicator that what you're providing to the community is of value. That is why more and more people are getting converted and saying, okay, let me try this and let me see how it helps me. So I absolutely come from that mindset where I feel that if you want something which is higher quality, I don't mind paying for it. But yes, given the fact that when the internet started, everything was for free, information is free, knowledge is free. So that resistant mindset is there. I mean, as a marketer also, I can tell you that, sometimes when I'm talking to my clients, they say, oh, but I can do this for myself, right? I can do my own social media. By all means do it, but
Do it.
what I can give you from the quality perspective, I can give you consistency, I can give you research, analysis, insights, which you will not get if you were doing it on your own. So there is a benefit to paying for something versus just doing it for free. So I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, this is why we have the Facebook group also running, but
yeah. All right. Okay. So I think that brings us to the end of this conversation. As I said, my intention was to really understand what it takes to monetize something, what is the thought process behind it, and the benefits and the pros and the cons for it. I think you've covered that very well through your experience. And I believe that it will help someone to monetize whatever it is that they want to monetize. At least it'll give them a starting point of, okay, what does it take? What do I need to research? How do I build a business around, my hobby or the community or whatever it is. So thank you for that. Thank you for sparing your time and talking about your experiences.
Thank you. Can I quickly summarize this for people who are going to see this or listen to this?
Yeah.
If you are converting your passion into a commercial entity, the steps that go in are: one, clarity, how your passion is making somebody else's life easy. Two, by doing that, how much do you think can somebody pay? Is there a model which is equal to your passion and is charging? If yes, great. If no, cannot happen. Please look for the same or similar model. It is of great value. Four, intent. Very, very, very important. How much you want to grow, how you want to grow, why you want to grow, and whom do you want to serve and grow. All this really, really matters when we want to commercialize our hobby or create an entity out of our hobby or passion for long term. Once we are clear with all this, then comes research, then comes business model, then comes putting Excel sheets together, put your numbers, and put 3 different plans, and then get into beta, test it, talk to customers, and then progress. And all of this, what I am saying, I have done this in my personal life. I have spent 3 years doing all of this before we launched the Hen 2.0 in 2021. And we're still building it. So yeah.
That's good to know. I think we always underestimate how much preparation is required for anything. It's good to know that what all you did and how much time it actually took you. So that's great. Thanks for sharing that.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for joining, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Pallavi, and thank you all the viewers who are listening or seeing this. Thank you for giving me this opportunity and sharing my experience with all of you here. Thank you so much. All the
My
best.
pleasure.
Chak de fate.
All right. Bye.
See you.